bloodstained banner a little higher, Lord. Yeah, Lord, bless us to lift up our voices in praise of your high and holy name, Lord. I know, Lord, I've got a friend in you, oh Lord, and I pray that you would look down on these gathered here today, Lord, as we begin to lay our hands upon them, Lord. Oh, God in heaven, would you bless each and every one of them, Lord? Oh, Lord, bless Sister Sadie sitting over here, Lord. Oh, God in heaven, I pray that you would look down upon each and every one of them, Lord. You know just what they stand in need of, God. Yeah, Lord, remember Sister Rose and Sister Lori, Lord. Oh, God, I pray unto you. Oh, Lord, Brother Philip, would you touch him with your healing hand, Lord? I know that he gets weak in this world, Lord. Yeah, but Lord, I'm glad that in your name we are made strong, Lord. Yeah, I don't know what ails each and every one of them, Lord. But God, I'm glad that you've got all power in heaven and on earth in the palm of your hand, Lord. Oh, God, remember Brother Larry down here, Lord, bound down with us. Oh, God, lift him up, I pray. Dear God, he's been such a good soldier, Lord. I pray that you would look down upon these two little girls, Lord. Touch them, oh God. Help them, Lord. Yeah, Lord, show this world that you still hold all power in your hand, Lord. Oh God, I pray this in your name, oh Lord, that you would show this world, Lord,
listening to the prayer list, and you go through it and read it, you'll find the old and the young alike on here.
Yeah. Yep.
All the way down to little babies and my little nieces.
Yeah.
You can find those on here that are got a lot of years and a lot of roads, a lot of miles behind them.
Yeah.
And you know what I've learned in a little over 10 years of trying to walk with the Lord is that just because you start trying to pray, and even after maybe you become a Christian, the extent of the problems and the troubles that you're going to face in this world doesn't change. You're still going to face death of loved ones, sickness, financial problems, worries and stress and heartache. You're still going to face it. But there is a difference in that you no longer have to face them alone.
Yeah. Strength.
Jesus said, I go, but I'm going to leave you a comforter.
Yeah.
And it's that comforter that I'm holding on to just as hard as I can.
Yeah.
When troubles come, when sickness comes, even to our little children, you talk about feeling helpless when one of these young babies comes and has a sickness. You talk about needing the Lord.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this thing, is that we no longer have to face these troubles alone.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens in my life, Brother Joe, and the mistakes that I've made and the mistakes that I'm going to make while I'm bound to this world, you know what? There's a difference in that. Even though that I'm going to make many more mistakes before my time here is through, before this day is over with, Brother Mike,
You don't war after the flesh.
it's no longer held against me by the Lord, Brother Chad, because when He looks down on me, He don't even see me anymore. He don't see Jeremy.
Imputed.
He sees the blood of His Son, Brother Thomas.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's just like a long time ago. You just pray for a minute at a time.
Lord be blessed. Everybody bless.
Everyone knows the stories about King David and the wonderful things that he did in the name of the Lord. And this book here is full of them, Brother Darrell. But you know what? There was a time when the world and the flesh, the lust of the flesh got the best of him, Brother Chad. I know what? There was a man named Uriah, and he had him a wife. Listen, and you know what? David, he went up one night in his tower, and he looked down and he seen her, and he desired her, Brother Joel. And you know what? He sent his servants to bring her to him. Listen, and he laid with that woman. You know what? And that woman had her little child. Listen to me. And you know what? Was a prophet at this time named Nathan. And he come to him. He come to David and said, David, there was, listen, a rich man who had exceedingly in this world here. He had him thousands of sheep and cattle and a great flock. And you know what? There was also a poor man, listen, who had nothing save one little lamb that he loved. Then he sold everything just to buy this little lamb. And it says that that would eat from his table, and he would listen, hold it on his breast. He treated it just like a daughter. But when a traveler came to this rich man, he didn't take from his flock and sacrifice for this man, for that traveler, but he went to that poor man's house, and he took that one lamb that he had, and he made it a gift for this traveler. David looked at Nathan and said, you bring this rich man to me. He's going to pay back to that poor man fourfold for this things that he's done. And Nathan looked at him and said, David, I anointed thee king over Israel. I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul. But don't you understand that you are the rich man? And David was ashamed. Listen, and Nathan told him, that child that you're having with Nathan, with Uriah's wife there, listen, you're not going to get to raise it. It's going to get sick, and it's going to die. And you know what happened? Just like Nathan said, that little child began to get sick. And David, he went out by himself, and he laid down on the ground, and he began to fast. And it must have been for a long time, because David's servants began to come to him and get worried about him, and they try to pick him up and take him back in. This was their king. Listen, this was a great man that they were watching, no doubt, on the verge of death himself. David would shake him off and say, no, I've done wrong. Listen. And you know what happened when that child passed, and they were so afraid to go and tell David that child had left, because they said while he was yet alive, he was awful vexed. He wouldn't eat. Listen, he hasn't bathed in so many days. But now then, that child is dead. What's he going to do to himself? Listen, you know what? When they come and told David the child has passed, he didn't do what they thought he was going to do. He picked himself up off the ground, and he walked back to his palace there, and he went in, and he bathed himself, and he put on fresh clothes, and he shaved, and he ordered food, listen, to eat thereof. And his servants came to him. What thing is this that thou hast done? While he was yet alive, you starved yourself, you warred within, but now that the child is gone, why is it that you picked yourself up? And you know what he said? Who can tell whether God was going to be gracious to me for this evil thing I've done? I didn't know, but now he's dead. Why should I fast? Can I bring him back? But I can go where he's going. Today, aren't you thankful that when troubles come, when loved ones leave this earth, that we have that comforter. Listen, these that were here, that we was laying hands on, I don't know if I will get to see him again after today. I don't know. We're not promised that. There is a promise made 2,000 years ago. And that promise, he's not slack about. Listen, it's the same promise that we have today. And that is that we can go to where he's going.
Yep, that's right. Thank goodness for that.
That we can go and see the loved ones that we lost, if they've been redeemed. And I'm so thankful for that. And you know, a couple years ago, there was a young man at work who came in to my office to see me. And he was young, teenager, Brother Chad, and he had been raised by his grandmother. His parents weren't in the picture, and he was a pretty rough young man, as appearances go. And I had never had a one-on-one conversation with this man. But he came in and knocked on my door, and when he come in, he said, "Mr. Newsom, can I speak with you?" So I said, "Yeah." So he came in and shut the door and sat down, and he said, "You seem like a religious man." And he said, "My grandmother, who's raised me from the time that I was a baby by herself," he said, "she's sick and dying with cancer. And they haven't given her any hope, brother." And he looked at me and he said, "Why would God do this to me when this is the only loved one that I've got in my family? Why would God take the one thing that I've got to hold on to?" And I looked at him and I didn't know what to say, Brother Chad, but the only thing that I could think of to ask was, "Gray, I got to ask you, did your mother or grandmother ever try to pray?" And he said, "Yeah." He said she belonged to an old Baptist church out in the country, and she'd go every Sunday, and she'd always try to get me to go. And you know what? And I couldn't help but think, well, now I got a little ammunition. But knowing that, I felt the little fire build up in me. Now I know where to go with this. And you know what? We talked for a good hour there. And I talked to him about the Lord. Listen, and I told him about Olivia and what had happened. And you know what? I asked him, I said, "I'll do this one thing. When you go home tonight, try to pray. Just try to call out to this man that your grandmother's been calling out to for many years." Listen, and you know what? A few days later, he come back in my office and said, "You know what? I lost my grandma last night." Listen, and you know what? I expected him to be all broken up, but he seemed okay. And he said, "Mr. Newsom, I've got to tell you what happened to me over the weekend." He said, "We was at her house there, and he lived right next door to her." And he said, "They had called all the family in that night, Friday night there, because she had stopped breathing a couple times, and it was only a matter of time." And he said she was struggling and holding on, and I couldn't hardly keep my eyes open. I hadn't slept in a couple days. Listen, and so they made me go next door to my house and lay down on my bed. But he said I wouldn't have someone reach out and pat my leg. Listen, and I woke up and I seen Momo sitting in that little rocking chair, and she was patting my leg. But he said, I rubbed my eyes and she was gone. Listen, and I took off running next door, and when I opened the door, they looked at me and said, Mama's gone home. And he told me, he said, I went to her church on Sunday, and I've never felt the way I felt when I sat back there. Listen, he said, I felt Momo sitting right next to me. But you know what? And I told him, I said, Gray, you know what the good part is? I said, one of these mornings, listen, I'm going to hear my name called. That sky's going to split. And you know what? I'm going to hear, Jeremy, you made a mess of a lot of things. But you ain't grateful over a couple things. Come on home. Listen, and I told him, and you know what? You can be right there with me. Listen, come on home. What are you holding on to? What is this world, God? I am just a stranger in a strange land. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful of that.